when when you don't have a father, if you have a father in heaven, even if it's from the backyard, they will drag you up there. There is no way Astrology will be there and Lagos State will be lacking. Because one, he's from here. Two, he started this new Lagos.
Right.
He will be a happy person that before I leave this scene, Lagos will not suffer. Right. The vision will come alive. The baby must not die. And those projects, look at the issue of electricity. By the grace of God, before he leave the place, Lagos will, I think this present administration is working on 4,000 megawatts. By the time we add that one to what is happening, by the time other people that will be given licenses to put, then it will, I don't know why we should be suffering from electricity. When people that doesn't have anything, they are coming here to take our raw materials and whatever, use our own engineer, use our own doctor to better their life over there. Management is, we have the resources. It is management. Now that we have people of like minds at the end of affairs, both at the federal level,
things should get better.
What do you expect?
Okay.
And if we are now thanking God for that, it isn't a bad thing at all.
I'd like to take your opinion on that, Mr. Owolabi.
You see, incidentally, I was, when I posted the pictures of that bridge.
Where did you post it, on X?
No, my school.
A form of thanksgiving.
I just said, wow, it is happening finally. And one of my classmates said, I better just go and sit down. Go and sit down. Let them open the bridge, and then
let's start using it.
I said the Pinam. I said we are going to celebrate this with pomp and pageantry.
20 years dream that comes alive.
Pomp and pageantry. I've been going to that place since 2022.
When the project started.
And I would take pictures. I would look at it and say, is this dream going to be a reality? And today, and I followed it up for 3 years. And even when I felt that
it was slow,
no,
because the pace.
Because by last year the bridge was done.
Yeah,
done with it.
There were still some
I had to
aesthetics.
even make videos and appeal to the governor that what is happening. This bridge, it should not be left lying fallow for a day longer than necessary.
Let's start using.
Yeah, it was then that they told me that the Okpebi end, they are working on expanding because this place is going to take in more traffic.
It's going to bring a bottleneck over there.
Exactly. So they wanted to expand that. I said, okay, that makes sense. That's it's also part of what we say about communication.
Right.
So our government must learn to communicate stuff. Because many people don't know
why
the one that is
are
even inside their nose they can't see, not to talk of the one you don't talk about. So that's why I said we are going to celebrate it with pomp and pageantry. We are going to let people know that this is what we have done. We are going to let people realize that we have a thinking government in Lagos. We are going to let everybody see that this is what we are spending our money on. And this is the kind of benefit that is derivable from it. Right. So that's why I said we will celebrate that one.
Yes.
And nothing will happen. It is only a day.
Another state should come and borrow leave.
No, they have always done that. But we want
aside to this will be what we read this morning, which happened in Abuja. One of the projects, of course, which was unveiled by Minister Wike months ago. Yes, which the whirlwind blew off its roof. Today, what does this also say about contractors and how projects are conceived and delivered? Is there any lesson really to be learned from that?
I think it's see, what happened in Abuja can happen anywhere.
Right.
It can happen in the most developed countries of the world.
Natural disaster.
Because it's a natural disaster. It was a storm. Storm can happen anywhere. The strongest of buildings can go down.
Right.
Depending on how powerful the storm is. And I think that's what happened at that Kubo or whatever,
yes.
whatever it is called. See, because it was built to be fanciful. And if you look at it, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
terminal. Right.
and they used a lot of sheets, you know, and
for
all that, and
aesthetics.
glass, and you know, for aesthetics. So naturally, when the storm, it probably was in the way of the storm, and the storm will do its own job. It will do its own job. So it's a natural disaster. It can happen to.
So we should not cast aspersions on
no,
Minister
it's
Wike
not,
over this.
No, it's not about casting aspersions. It can happen to the best of projects.
Right.
You know, it can happen in Lagos too, and we have serious storms. Yeah, it's a natural. It's not as if they built it and there was nothing to it and it started falling apart on its own. So I won't go to that level of casting aspersion on what people have done. They had their own foresight. They had why they did it. They wanted an Abuja that is beautiful. So the structures must complement the beauty of Abuja and also. So, but it's unfortunate that happened. They will learn from it and also
come back stronger.
Yeah, they definitely. Ili Obato Juni.
All right, Mr. Owolabi.
It happens anywhere.
Hurricane happens
Anywhere.
and the whole street will be blown off. You know, what do we do?
You know, land is gold in Lagos.
Oh, yes.
And this GIS center is also part of what Mr. President will commission today. What do you think that will do to land administration in Lagos State and the authenticity of your documents or your papers anytime you're planning to acquire land in any part of Lagos State?
Okay, I should take that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you talk of geographic information systems, you know, it's a kind of using technology to aid your work. You know, because I remember when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was governor here, and there were so many ghost workers and the rest of it. And then he had to go the Oracle way, you know, and they were successful in streamlining the workers within the state. I think we found over 5,000 ghost workers or so, just for the fact that they embarked on, they used technology, you know, to aid whatever they were doing. So it's the same thing that is happening here too. The geographic information systems is supposed to integrate all the, you know, civil service practices that we have around and make it easier for us to access information. When it's easier for us to access information at the touch of a button, then we don't have to go to the filing room and say, let's go and look for this file, and then they will say they can't find the file. Because I remember back in the day when Fashola was governor, when people were shouting about COFO and the rest of them, he had to distribute files to some commissioner and say, yeah, let everybody start signing COFOs, because there was a delay at that time. So we don't want something like that to happen now. That's why we are leveraging on technology. You know, to make things easier for us, ease of doing business. You know, you have a one-stop shop somewhere
for all land activities.
So you don't have to go far. Just punching a button, and then even from your
wherever
home,
you are,
from your home, you don't even have to come here. So that's the kind of thing. It was a futuristic in everything we do. That's why even with all the infrastructural development now, we must also, you know, use technology to aid whatever we are doing. So on the BRT lane now, I don't want to see any BRT monitoring group there.
If there are
just
cameras,
put spikes there. Put spike, put camera. When you are coming, when the bus is coming, before the bus gets there, the spikes goes down. When it goes, it comes up again. All those
and then
soldiers
if you find
and
yourself there and you're not
a
boss,
nobody will tell them. Nobody will tell them not to pass the BRT lane.
You will have a reset.
Yeah, exactly. You have a brain reset. So these are the kind of things we should be doing now. We don't have to expend so much energy using our, you know,
a lot of people would think that would also cause job losses. If those people are not there, and then it means that maybe
no, they don't even have to be there in the first place. That's the thing. They don't have to. How can you build a BRT lane and then be monitoring it? You don't have to. It's not something that can break. It's not an eggshell.
It's because people break the
it's there
law.
for the buses to ply and nobody to interrupt them. So if you now have other vehicles interrupting them, I mean, that becomes a misnomer.
It's a breakdown
Exactly.
of law.
So use technology, use the same technology to keep them away.
Okay.
So they don't have to be there. You can be posted to some other more productive
What
areas.
about you? You want
Yes,
to add something?
on the issue of land administration is where I want to talk about.
Okay.
You know, some years back, for you to get your CFO, sometimes you spend 3-4 years. And even at times you must have, you must have, some people might have even sold your land even before you get your document. During Fashola administration, remember there was an establishment of a building they call MTN building inside the Bureau of Land over there. This is what the vision is all about. But it's a gradual process, and what we have been able to do today, it is just to make sure that what they requested for, many years ago, we bought our land, we made all the payment, and you cannot get your file, or you cannot get your CFO. Some people want to use their CFO to take a loan from the bank. It is only in Nigeria or this part of the world that you want to buy a building, you start looking for 200 million to buy your property. Meanwhile, if you have your CFO, you can go to the bank and say, okay, I make a deposit of 40, please pay the remaining. And tenants will pay the whatever back into your account. And with 200 million naira, instead of me using it to buy one building, I can spread it and buy 5 properties.
Okay.
As making deposit over there. Or by the time the payment is being paid, I will have gotten like 5 properties. So it is a way of helping the masses. You can use your document, you can have it and have your rest. Some people die before their document comes out.
True. So
there was a time they issue one instruction that, if you can pay this amount of money, or you can do this process, you can have your CFO within 30 days. That's acceleration. Now it is involvement. We have evolved to the extent that, okay, you can be sure of when your
documents are
will be ready.
Okay.
So maybe it might get to a level that if all necessary documents are in place and all the necessary payment, and
you can even get it.
You can get it within a short period of time.
Okay. All right. I guess, Lagos is evolving, and we all are grateful that we're part of the process. And, today we can see all of these dividends of democracy happening right in front of us. But we're expectant. We do know that this is not the best we can be, but we can aspire to be better. But I have to leave this conversation here this morning. Thank you so much, Lukemon Owolabi.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Lukemon Owolabi, for finding time to be with us here on the program today.
The pleasure is mine.
I'm Omooba Adeyinka. Thank you very much for finding time to be with us on the program today. We appreciate your thoughts here. We'll take a quick break. The conversation returns shortly.
The President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is coming home to celebrate progress. President Tinubu will commission key projects that will transform Lagos and further strengthen our position as the country's economic powerhouse. The strategic 5.04 kilometer Ojota-Okpebi Link Bridge, the Lagos State Geographic Information Systems, ALAUSA, the state-of-the-art multi-level agency building, ALAUSA, and Tulu Schools Complex comprising 36 schools, a stadium, 19 football pitches, lawn tennis courts, and other sports facilities built for over 20,000 students. Join Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu on April 8th and 9th, 2026, as he welcomes the President for the commissioning of projects that will shape the future of Lagos. Igbiga Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.